stop driving and videotaping. Stop it! Stop it, Starry! Stop! Okay, I have to do a video. I gotta do a video. And first, let me do a quick, what do you call it? A quick disclaimer. The disclaimer is, and look at how beautiful it is today, and I got all my friends with me. The disclaimer is, I appreciate and love everybody. I appreciate your concerns. I always appreciate your feedback. I have many mama bears out there and papa bears out there, and you know what? I need that. You know, I need people reminding me of to be careful. I need people reminding me to pay attention. We all do, right? And we should never take offense. So I never take offense. But I had to bring out the camera on this beautiful day and just talk about videotaping while I am driving. So number one, you know, texting and driving, it's a killer. And as a nurse, living in an area where we have a major highway that runs, is the artery of the Panhandle, and I live in a critical access hospital, and I float over to ER, I have trauma training. Texting and driving kills people. I could tell you stories. Not good. But I really want to clarify and point out, videotaping and driving is not texting and driving. And this is why I got to do the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. First of all, I would never compromise the safety on the road of anybody by driving inattentively and by doing something foolish for YouTube. Wouldn't do it. It's not in my nature. And as a nurse, it goes against my oath, my ethics, all of that. Okay, now with that said, even though that may be my philosophy and my ethical values, how can I prove that this is not compromising the safety of myself and people on the road? Well, number one, I have a handheld camera. Can't see it, but it's handheld, it's small, and it allows me the ability to drive with often two hands. Like right now, my hand is on the steering wheel. My hand is on the steering wheel. Sometimes I can bring my hand off of the steering wheel safely. So it allows me that flexibility. And you can't tell me that many of you don't drive every now and then one-handed. Come on, let's be truthful. How many of you eat and drive? You know, or reach over to the radio or the air conditioning button. You know, you can't do that with only you know, you got to do that with one hand, right? So sooner or later your hand is going to be off of the steering wheel. Well, yes, when I have my camera, sometimes my hand is off the steering wheel. A lot of the times it's on the steering wheel, but okay. But the camera itself is very flexible, it's very light, and it's not cumbersome. And if I would get into a tizzy, that camera could go my hand can go right back onto the steering wheel, and I can react very fast. The other thing about my videotaping and this camera is the camera is always in sight, in line of my sight, in line of the direction I'm going. When you text, you take your eyes off of the road, right? You're usually looking down. You know, we know what texting does. You look down. You take your eyes off of the road. My camera, when I have it on, is in sight of the road. It's in my line of sight of the road. It isn't. I mean, when I'm looking up at you, I'm still looking at the camera. I'm looking at the road. There's no difference here. It's not obstructing my view. It's not taking my eyes off the road. Even though I say I look into the lens, I can still see the road in front of me. Okay? Very different when you text and drive. You take your eyes physically off of the road. Big difference with videotaping. You know, when you have something in your line of sight, how can you say that this is dangerous? Now having Sprig on my shoulder. But I am going out to the refuge, and this is not a major road. That's the other thing. Most of the time when I'm videotaping, I am in rural America. I'm on my mountain road. I'm on a road that has very little traffic. In fact, you just saw 2 cars. Very unusual to see 2 cars. So very rarely do I ever grab it on a really busy road. But when I do, again, it is usually when it's in my line of sight, and in fact right now I'm resting my arm on both of my hands. My arm is on the steering wheel. Very safe. I wish I could have another camera in here videotaping it. But I really wanted to share an explanation of the whole videotaping while I'm driving, because it was upsetting for some people, and I so appreciate your love and your concern and your you know, you bringing it to my attention. I really took it to heart, and that's why I'm doing the video. Now, there were a couple people, there always is, you know, the meany, rude people that are looking to criticize in their comments, because that's where it goes. It goes right into the garbage can. Right into the garbage can. Because if you're not here to inspire and uplift and you know, iron sharpening iron, even when we're sharpening each other's iron, we need to have compassion and do so in a loving fashion. That's what my channel's about. And I guess if that doesn't adhere to your standards, then you don't belong here. You just don't. I mean, I have love and compassion for everybody, but if you can't respectfully point out something in a loving fashion, and you come from a heart of hate, well, in the trash can you go. Sorry, you're deleted. Just the way it is. Okay. Woo, Starry, she's flashing her muscle. No, I am trying to follow and be obedient to God. And Jesus didn't let everybody all walk all over him, right? No ho-ho. So, you know, this is a place where people can come in fellowship, and we can have, you know, have our own opinions and our comments, but we need to do so respectfully. And again, I love that you friends are concerned. And for the most part, the comments that I kept up because you were really concerned. You were worried about me. You're worried about me, and I love that. You know, I don't even get that sometimes from my own family. Can you believe that? You're my family. And look at that view. Oh, look at that. But anyway, a fitting ride to talk about videotaping and driving. And now I'm going to go meet my friend, and we are going to be hiking in the mountains today. It is 46 degrees. Gorgeous. All right. I love you guys, and thanks for your support, your concern, your comments. And oh, look at this. Oh, there she is. All right.